pure. In other words, what we're doing, this is what we're doing. This is basically what we're doing. We're cleaning the dirty table so that you can begin to eat. It doesn't mean that you're qualified. It's cleaning the foundation. That foundation in law is referred to as honor versus dishonor. The principle in the common law that trumps the ens legis is the honor of your mothers and your fathers. That means the recognition of your bloodline. Therefore, honor your mothers and your fathers that your days may be longer upon the earth land. That translates into what is known as the common law. And it trumps what is called the Roman law, the civil law, and other types of law. If you cannot make a claim, competent claim, to the connection of the heritage, customs, and traditions of your ancient mothers and fathers, that means you better know something about yourself. The common law is not recognized as having any attachment to you. Are we clear? This again makes it dangerous. This is again why we keep telling people, look at these terms in law books, because if you did, you would see your own violations. And you would recognize how your leader's been playing you and why they won't give you them kind of books.
They'll start talking about, you see, I spiritually was talking with my grandmom, and she just guided me to this.
What'd she say?
She spoke in tongues.
Oh, all right. That's not how things work in the real world. Are we clear? I'm serious. The world ain't going to take you serious. Let me tell you another thing. We're going to go not only how Dula will give you the etymology and the historical background of the transliterations of scripts. Those scholars who really know the truth know that the whole stories that they were reconstructed in about the 21st dynasty of Hikupta, etc., ignoring the other dynasties prior to that, which were all matriarchies. And this is when you begin the stories of the Jesus type thing that you get today, and the Abraham. It's totally contemporary. And if it's not given in its proper cosmological perspective, the world is put into darkness by ignorance and thinking that that's the beginning of the world. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And so scholars really know this, but they won't tell that because the dogma systems that they have set up, which are really dogma systems, which is counterfeit religion, would collapse overnight. This is again why all your preachers are 99% of them in secret are Masons, while denying it publicly. Same thing with all your industrialists. Same thing with all your preachers, presidents, Tom Jefferson, all that. That's why they had Korans. Do you understand? Because they're dealing with the real history. They're not looking at it either spookily, either like, oh, praise Allah-ness. They're not really looking at it like you think they're looking at it. They're dealing with the reality. Why do you think all the Masonic orders, the Shriners, everybody got Moorish fezzes dressed in jewels and then turn around and act like they don't know who the Moors are?
Well, Moors is just another name. It goes with black and anything you want to get.
That's COINTELPRO operations. Because as soon as you start claiming the birthright, those instruments start dying. Are we clear? Because everything is based on trust and estate. It's not based on money. They stole your money. You forgot that the Christians came here to steal your gold and silver, which is the money. How many generations is it going to take you to figure that out? They're dealing with movements against your estate. Are we clear? Europeans can never be the creditors because they are not the source of the estate. They've been administering over your estate under occupational powers. Are we clear? So get that clear in your head. Go ahead, good brother. Look at now. Oh, this is really good. So whenever we're talking executor, whenever we're talking creditor, those types of terms, keep this in mind. Those are simply designations. In argument, it must be refined to a specific identification of the claimant. Are we clear? So if you watch how a lot of times Europeans are using those terms because they're trying, because the middle class is being, and it's pretty much already, they're just using this creditor, debtor, argument just loosely out there, right? Well, guess what? An occupier of somebody else's estate can't damn be the creditor. Only one can be the creditor is the heir to the estate. Oh, and everybody else is a debtor. And they ain't Americans. How about that? So we got to clear this up, mustn't we? Huh? So now, so if you're going to argue creditor, the only creditor can be here in the Western Hemisphere, the Maghreb, is descendants of the Moors. You're standing on Morocco. And all of the estates and all of the instruments that the Europeans have created, that have created those T-bonds, whether the birth certificates, marriage certificates, etc., on the bodies, have been hypothecated by the Pope under the Spanish Inquisition, enforced by the Secret Treaty of Verona, reinforced by the Doctrine of Discovery, and those instruments or bulls were directed at what? The Aboriginal copper complexion people who are the Americans. That's why they start altering the dictionaries. Now, these Europeans say they Americans, all you got to do is take a copper penny in its natural form, not when they polished it, and put it on the back of your hand, and tell them put one on his, so you can see who the Americans is. He black, and black means pale. You better look it up in the dictionary. You understand? We're the copper complexion people, and it ain't ebony either. You understand what I'm saying to you? And so you better claim your estate, claim your birthright. Keep this in mind. As you're becoming conscious and you start doing these types of activities, and you'll see brothers and sisters, anybody who comes here that has anything to offer, always pay attention to everybody. Take what is good. But don't fail to look at everything etymologically. And you better have a historical background, because history and law goes together. And if you declare to the world one time in a legal argument that you're black, you just killed the rest of your argument. You cannot have a pure glass of water and pee in it and talk about it's only a little leak. Have some. No, I don't think so. I'm not thirsty. And this is what people do when they throw that black thing in there, try to act like it is equivalent to nationalities. Do you see any civilized people around the world start talking about they light-skinned, orange-skinned, green people, and don't matter what color you are when they're dealing with the issues of the nations of the earth? You don't see nobody doing that dizzy, crazy, minor-minded, imbecilic stuff but us. And then try to talk about it spiritual. And then wonder why you keep getting screwed. And then you have leader guys keep on trying to justify it, knowing that the issue is denationalization. Because if you don't transact business in the honor of your mothers and fathers, you, by your own actions, are declared a quote-unquote stateless person. Write that down. Go ahead, good brother.